Alex Hormozi has taken over the online business niche across Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and even Amazon. He's managed to go from 0 to over 100,000 followers on each platform of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and even sales of his book on Amazon. All of this with an extremely simple strategy that anyone can follow. Now, I was first introduced to Alex's content years ago, probably I think in 2018 at a conference in America when I was just an 18-year-old. He was a big guy with a big mustache, stood out like crazy. But then I rediscovered him and his content on YouTube about mid-2021 as he started to get really consistent on the platform. And at the time, if we have a look at his Social Blade stats, he had about 25,000 Instagram followers, 5,000 YouTube subscribers, and no TikTok presence. Now he has over 141,000 followers on Instagram, 143,000 subscribers on YouTube, and 145,000 TikTok followers, with over 100,000 sales of his book, $100 million offers. Interestingly, he's grown at pretty much the same pace across all platforms. So those who think Instagram is dead and TikTok is the one and only way to get reach, or those who think TikTok is just for kids and YouTube is the place to be, or whatever your beliefs might be about what social media platform is the be all and end all, honestly, those three are all somewhat dominating. And so whichever one you prefer, or if you can, all three of them, is going to work really well. Instagram's not dead, TikTok's not the only solution, and YouTube's a great place to be. And like I said at the start, these audiences were grown with one core strategy. But before we get to that, I'm going to break down the 5 key points that he's used to build this audience, which has so far made him, I assume, many millions of dollars, maybe tens of millions, and is eventually going to help him fulfill his plan of becoming a billionaire, which he believes he'll get to. Now, let's get into how he's absolutely dominated a niche that everyone thought was saturated. Now, the first point I want to cover is his absolute focus of providing as much value as he possibly can to his audience and making that the focal point. He isn't posting a bunch of photos of him beside a Lambo that gives no value whatsoever. He's not constantly posting in front of private jets or showing off bags of money or fancy expensive suits. And he's not making those cringe videos at the beach like, this is my lifestyle and you can live it too. Yes, he does post some content which is just like a selfie or a photo of himself, but 95% of the content that he is posting on these platforms is all about how he can provide value to you. It's about things that he's learned through his experiences, mentors, courses, and just running his business. And it's always to the point. Now, the way that I always define valuable content is, would a complete stranger interested in your niche get value out of this content? Because I know the term valuable content is just thrown around. So that's how I define it. That's how you should be looking at it. Does Alex's content fit the bill? Most definitely. His reels are to the point. He dives straight into what he's going to talk about. It's all based around the niche of digital business and how you can grow your audience and your business, and it's all based on his experience of building $100 million company. Now, the second point leads on from the first, and that is extremely to the point, concise content. Now, granted, he does create some longer form stuff on YouTube, but on TikTok and Instagram specifically, and even when he does create YouTube videos, there's no fluff. He's straight into what he's talking about, and he just doesn't like sugarcoat it with a bunch of intros and outros and all of this. You'll notice the ways that he creates his reels and his YouTube videos for that matter is he opens with a hook to get people interested. So how I did this, how to do this, the best way to do this, and then dives straight into the value. So what he wants to get across, and then he ends it quickly. This is how he does his YouTube videos, it's how he does his TikTok, it's how he does his Instagram. There's no wasted time here. And what this does is it maximizes the watch time percentage on his content, which means it gets pushed better in the algorithm. This is because firstly, by having a strong hook, it maximizes the amount of people that click on the video and then commit to watching it, which is a really important factor. And then by having actually valuable stuff, it maximizes how long people spend on the content. And then by quickly finishing it, there's not a drop off at the end because people just finish the video. Now, having this really concise content is honestly going to be one of the best ways that you can build your audience faster, because it'll increase the amount of time people spend on the content. If you look at Mr. Beast's videos on YouTube, he is the king of doing this. He will start his videos with a hook, like giving away $1 million or creating squid games in real life or whatever he's doing. He'll give away the hook, he'll get straight into it, and then he'll just keep you entertained the whole time. Alex does it very similar. He will give you the hook, dive straight into the value, and just keep giving you valuable content and then finish the video. Same with Reels, same with TikTok, same with YouTube. Now, the first place you want to look if you want to improve the watch time on your content is definitely going to be the hook. Because I know for a fact with my YouTube videos, about 35% of people will click off in the first minute, which means a third of the people that clicked on my videos will leave in that first minute, and that's not even too bad. But that's where I've got the most room to improve, because by simply halving the amount of people that leave, I increase it by 17.5%. Whereas if I was looking at something midway through the video, yeah, it's going to improve things, but it might bump things up 2 or 4 or 5%. Now, the third thing that he does well is extremely consistent content. Over the past 60 days, he's posted between 1 and 4 times each day, with only one day in which he missed a post on January 7th. This helps in a few ways. Firstly, it makes him much better at creating content because he's doing it more often. It's going to make you better at articulating your points, speaking on camera, coming up with good ideas, putting those ideas together, all of it. And this again is going to increase the amount of people who click on his video and how long they're going to watch his content for or read his posts for, etc. In fact, after I'd scripted this video, he actually released a video about how he grew on social media. Watch this clip here about his cadence and how often he posts and how it helps.
And then for me, I switched from 1 time a week to 1 time a day. And here's what's crazy. My growth organically 40x'd from a 7x increase in effort. So there is a multiplicative effect here, because sure, we did more, but we got better at the doing. And then the more we did, the more each of those other pieces fed one another.
Now, secondly, by posting more often, it gives him so much more data on what's working and what's not working. 100 posts in 60 days, as he's done, allows him to draw conclusions as to what topics work, what times of day to post, what hashtags work, how long should he make his content, should he do images, should he do reels, should he do photos of himself, should he do carousels, should he make 5-minute YouTube videos, should he make 15, 25, 35-minute videos, should he make 3-minute TikToks, should he make 1 minute, what hooks work, all of these different little things you just learn by creating. Whereas if you were to post, say, twice a week, that would equate to 16 posts in the same amount of time that Alex has done 100. And that doesn't give you nearly enough data. You can probably only notice 1 or 2 different trends at absolute best with that. And that might be very minute things by posting that amount of time. And it's going to take you an entire year to gain as many insights as Alex has done in a month or 2. Now, these gains and learnings compound. So if you post twice as much, you'll probably get 5 times better, and you'll maybe reach 10 or 20 times as many people. And then third, the other benefit to this is it simply gives him more pieces of content out there, gaining him new followers, likes, true fans, ebook sales, etc. Because it gives him more opportunities for his content to be shared by people, sharing it to their story, sending it to a friend, tagging a friend, and it gives more opportunities for the algorithm to push his content. This is especially true with Reels, TikToks, and YouTube videos, which are his main sort of forms of content. Because you can post a reel and it can be generating views for 30 days. It might not generate any views for 30 days, and then it might start getting picked up and it's generating consistent views for a year to come. There are some wild ways that the Reels algorithm works. Same on YouTube. You could create a video today that ranks for a search term and gets 10 views every single day for 5 years. And so every time you publish a new video, and let's say they all get that same result, you're just stacking videos on top and you're going to start growing faster and faster and faster. So if you post 30 reels in 1 month, for example, you now have 30 pieces of content that are out there working for you to build your audience. Now, this leads on to the 4th point, which is how much he leverages reels and optimizing them for both audio and visual consumers. Now, I've already touched on reels a fair bit in this video. They have a huge ability to reach new people who can then turn into fans, followers, and customers. What he does, and that a lot of other people are starting to do, especially in the business niche or in the educational niche, is use high quality video footage mixed with high quality audio and subtitles. Now, the reason this is so effective is because a lot of people consume content on Instagram without sound on. And so if someone is scrolling through Instagram and they're not listening and they see a high quality video pop up with subtitles so they can enjoy the content without having to turn their sound on, because maybe they're at the couch and their friends and family are around, or maybe they're on the subway and they don't have headphones, or I don't know, wherever they might be, a lot of people don't consume with audio on. they can still watch the whole video and get to the end and get something out of it. Whereas if it wasn't optimized for people who aren't listening, then like 30 to 40 to 50% of people who see your content are just going to skip it because it doesn't relate to them. And so by optimizing both for audio and visual, you're just doubling your amount of people you can reach. And then the fifth point, the penultimate point before we dive into the big one, is not being afraid to give away too much, because you can literally never give away too much on social media. Now, I've had a lot of people ask me this. I've had it come up in coaching calls. I've had it come up in live trainings that I've done, group trainings that I've done for other companies, where people are like, if you give away so much for free on social media, no one's going to buy from you because I'll have learned everything. And trust me, it is the complete opposite. In fact, if you're too worried about giving away too much because people might not buy for you, and instead you just give away so little, people won't trust you enough to buy from you in the first place. So that doesn't work. And you will never, ever, ever, no matter how hard you try, be able to give away every single secret and every single nuance in Instagram content and YouTube content and any format of content, really. You could give away every secret in the book in your industry and people are still going to gladly pay you a premium for your specific knowledge on specific problems and to do it for them. Think about it. An accountant can give away every single secret on how to save tax, but at the end of the day, a business owner is probably still going to want to save the time by hiring someone and probably still going to get the expertise for filing everything. So you can literally give away everything without hurting your business. In fact, you will build such a large audience that you will make a huge amount from it. Same with a Facebook ads person. You can give away every single trick on Facebook ads. A business owner is probably still going to want to pay you to do it for them. If you're a personal trainer, you can give away every single exercise that you do entirely free. People are still going to want to pay you to help them with their specific needs. Maybe they're training for a certain sport, maybe they need help with their form, maybe they need accountability of a coach that's going to be there. Because realistically, most information is available for free. The reason that people pay for expertise or pay for people to do it for them is because it saves them hours, if not days, if not weeks, if not months, if not years of time trying to learn something for free online, when you could just go to an expert who will point you, this is what you do, this is how you do it, and give you that reassurance. Now, Alex does this very well. He gives away everything he knows entirely for free, and then he offers people who are making anywhere from $3 to $10 million a year to come to him for specific expertise, which he then gives to them in return for an equity stake in their business. As far as I'm aware, I haven't reached out to him on this stuff, but that's sort of how I understand he monetizes his audience is, yeah, if you're doing 3 to 10 million a year, he'll invest in your company, help you grow it, and he takes a stake in that. Now, if he simply gave away surface level information because he was too scared of giving away too much value to people, then no one would trust him and no one would be giving him a percentage of their $10 million business if he's just giving away basic advice. In fact, he pretty much gave away every secret to making incredible offers and gave it away in a book that was 99 cents on Audible and I think cost price as a physical book. And this actually helped him massively as well, which is another sort of side point I haven't touched on. He wrote a book, gave away everything in it that he knew about businesses, and he sold over 100,000 copies with no marketing because he told people about it on his platforms. And I think at the time he had 10 or 20,000 sort of followers on each one. People read it and got so much out of it that then they started sharing it to their stories, telling people about it, and that sort of made it go viral because it had so much in it that people were telling everyone about it, which meant his book was getting into the hands of more people. Because it was so valuable, those people were then following him on social media, and also because he had so much in his book, the people who follow him already had a really deep connection with him and had learned so much from him that they're going to be more engaged, and that extra engagement helps his content reach more people. And then finally, the big overarching principle that allows him to get incredible results as a coach slash expert slash educator on social media and build such a big audience giving away information is he actually does what he is talking about. He has actually built a big business and is now giving business tips. He has actually dealt with expensive accountants and is now talking about tax stuff. He has built a strong fit body and helped thousands of people do so as a personal trainer back in the day, that now we can actually show people how to do that. And this is the point that not a lot of people like to hear, because a lot of people kind of like to skip the practicing phase of being an expert and sort of just jump from read information online, teach information online. But by actually practicing what you preach and being a practitioner in your industry, it's instantly going to put you ahead of like 99% of your competition who aren't. Because most experts, like most Instagram growth experts, are simply looking at blog posts and YouTube videos of what other people are teaching, writing down some key points, and then regurgitating that onto their profile. Same in the business niche, same in the fitness niche, etc. And this information then becomes so saturated because everyone is doing it, and so people get bored of hearing the same. And then growth goes down eventually because everyone's literally doing the same thing, so it dilutes everyone's sort of reach and things die out. However, Alex has built a $100 million company, something that 99.99% of creators in the make money online niche have never, ever done. Therefore, his content instantly stands out because he can reference, this is what I did to build my company to this. This is how we structure our taxes. This is my morning routine, etc. Now, you don't have to go out there and build a $100 million company, of course, to do this. However, you should be actively doing whatever you're teaching. If you're a personal trainer, instead of creating a generic video that you've seen a million times from different accounts on the internet, go ahead and create a video based on a learning experience you had with a customer or a client. Reference real results that you got for someone. So maybe if you're talking about how to lose weight, if you're a mum, for example, you could reference a mum that you helped lose weight and she had all of these struggles, but you overcame it this way. And then that's really gonna sing through and be relatable to those people. Or if you're a Facebook ads agency, instead of creating a post or a video about how to generate sales with Facebook ads, you can instead create something of how we made $1,834,516 with this Facebook ads campaign. Instantly, you're generating a ton more credibility because you're showing you are actually getting results. So if a prospective customer sees that piece of content, they're much more likely to buy from you. But on top of that, it's simply going to stand out because you'll be showing real experiences and learnings. That's why I try and create these videos here, and why you'll see me create a lot of case study videos, because I'm showing you a case study of how I built an account. Not in this situation I'm looking at how Alex did it, but I'll create case studies based on how we grew Russell Brunson, for example, or how I built Millionaire Dream to 750,000 followers, or how I helped this client, or how I helped Hebe, for example, who many of you know, a fitness trainer that I gave some tips to and helped her grow, because it shows that I actually know what I'm talking about and can generate results. And then so if someone sees that, they're more likely to follow, engage, become a customer, etc. What this does is more people will click on the content, and those that do click on the content will likely spend more time on it because it's going to be more interesting when people can learn from real life examples. And that'll boost the click-through rate, the watch time. Those two factors are pretty much the main two things on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, which will help your content get pushed to more people. If you do that consistently, these platforms will promote you and you'll grow faster. And that pretty much sums up how Alex is absolutely crushing it on social media. I highly recommend you check out his YouTube channel and his book, $100 Million Offers. I will leave links for those two down below. Very good content on there. Now, if you want more free content from me about Instagram marketing and building your audience online, you should jump on my email newsletter, top link in the description. Jump into my Skillshare classes with a free trial, also have links below, and follow me on Instagram at Josh Ryan. I'm putting out more and more content over there. That's it from me. See you in the next one.